Welcome to my first What I Especially Love About video. This one's about the US progressive power metal band Steel Prophet. So, where to begin? You know, when you love something very passionately, it's always very hard to find a place to start. You know, you want to tell everybody all about it, but it's really, you don't know where to start. So, I'm just gonna start at the beginning. You know, how I encountered their music and why I've stuck with the band for over half of my life now. So, you know, back in the day as well as nowadays, when you buy metal magazines, you sometimes get sampler CDs attached to them. This is how I first heard Steel Prophet back in 1998. One of those CDs had the song Strange Encounter from this very CD on it. This is the Dark Hallucinations album, and it's an amazing concept album. So I will now play you a short excerpt from the song so that you know what it is I'm talking about. After that, I will tell you what is so special about it for me personally. So let's dive right into it. Enjoy. You see, the amazing thing about this song is the contrast between the very speedy verses and the almost relaxing chorus. You know, it's like the song first takes you on a ride head over heels and then stopping, slowing down, and giving you the time to contemplate and, you know, to slow down and take a breather. So the vocals of Rick Mathiasen are really absolutely beautiful in the song, and this is what hooked me back then and got me interested in the whole album. But I didn't buy that album back then. You see, I was still listening to many, many other metal bands, and I was just, you know, getting impressions about the whole genre of metal. So Steel Prophet was just one of many, many bands back then, of whom I only got like, you know, one song each or something. So it was just, you know, one of many bands. But then I found their first album, their debut album, The Goddess Principle, in a video rental store in 1999. And I bought it for about $10. And I remember thinking, oh man, I hope this is still metal. Because you never know what some bands start out as. So it looked like a much older album, and even the band logo was different. So you never really know what to get. Then when I got home, I put it in my CD player and I heard the opening track, which is called Reign of Christ, and it got a huge impression on me. It's absolutely, you know, it's amazing. I'm just going to show you an excerpt from that one too. You just have to know what it is because it's absolutely different from Strange Encounter before. Enjoy this one.
seals are broken, and the prophecy come to pass, and the angels of death and darkness are the upon which they're cast.
As you see, this is a very different style of music. It's like, it's more epic. It's got some almost narrating parts in there. And it's also more complex because, you know, you have so many changes in speed in there. And it's really, it's almost like an adventure to just, you know, if you have an album like that, you know, there's so much you can experience there. It's so much versatility in there. And that's what kept me playing the CD over and over again. Um, the first favorite track from that album I got was one called Prophecy Upon Us. And I'm just going to show you a short part from that one too, because you will know why this was my favorite track back then. It's really, really catchy. Enjoy this one. So of course, it didn't take me long to finally buy Dark Hallucinations. This is the very CD I got then. And the cool thing about it, it got really high ratings back then in German metal magazines. You know, 12 out of 12 points, 9.5 out of 10, and 6 out of 7 in the three major German metal magazines. So, you know, it wasn't a hard decision at all, of course. And, you know, the cool thing about Dark Hallucinations is that it is a concept album about Fahrenheit 451 by Ray Bradbury. And, you know, listening to that album so many times got me into reading this Dystopia, this book by Ray Bradbury. And nowadays, still, it's my favorite book of all time, you know. So the person coming up with making a concept album out of that one, I think it was Steve, the guitarist and mastermind of the band, um, got a really great taste there. So, you know, what was next in my Steel Prophet fandom? It was getting this very special CD, because it was really hard to get back then. It's Into the Void, the second CD, the release that was, you know, that came out after The Goddess Principle. I mean, there was still another EP in between, but that one was just impossible to get. So the next one I got was this Into the Void album, and you know, I will show you some nice comparison now, which really surprised me when I heard Into the Void. So because, you know, this Goddess Principle album had a track on there that was called, I think it was Souls Without Honor, um, which had an ending, where Rick sang in a very specific way. And this Into the Void album, the opening track of it, it's called The Revenant, has a really similar part. But the cool thing is, you expect to hear the thing from the Goddess Principle album, the same way of singing, but then it turned out completely different. I'll show you what I mean. So first, the excerpt from the song from this album, and then after that, I'm gonna show you, as a comparison, the excerpt from The Revenant, from Into the Void. Have fun! You see, to hear this amazing, I don't know, this aggression, this grunt, or this metal grunt there, that was so surprising, and it's still my favorite part from that song. And the cool thing about Steel Prophet in general is that they always have these galloping riffs. It's like riding a horse. It's I love that. And they always have this combination of the drums and the guitars making this, the really rhythmic thing there. And it started with Reign of Christ, as you have heard, and it continued on Into the Void too. And this is, for me personally, this is like the trademark of the band, and I really love to hear songs having this sort of riff. And I think almost every album of Steel Prophet has this kind of riff. So I'm just going to show you some excerpts from those songs that have these kind of riffs so that you know exactly what I'm talking about. Have fun with these because they are fun. Enjoy. Okay, so now you know exactly what I'm talking about when I say I love those riffs and I love Steel Prophet for those. And there's just one little story I wanted to tell you before, finishing this video, and it's about this very EP. It's called Continuum, and it's really rare. And when I had almost completed my whole Steel Prophet collection, I think I had it completed back then. It was in 2006. I got every release of the band, but I still missed this Continuum EP. I still didn't have that one. So I found one on eBay. The thing is, I'm living in Germany, and the auction on eBay, I think it ended at 4 or 5 o'clock at night, and I really didn't think I would get it. It was I think my highest bid was something like 60 euros or something, which is about, well, $75 or something. That was, the maximum amount I wanted to spend on the thing just to complete my collection. The cool thing is, the final bid was 25 bucks, 25 euros, which is about like $35. And I was really, really proud to finally have this one, because it has some old songs from the demo CD, actually, from the Inner Ascendance demo in new versions, and some new tracks. It's only 5 tracks on there, but just to complete a collection of your favorite band, that's always very special. So, thanks for watching this video. This is how I got to know Steel Prophet. This is why I love them. Just check them out. They are really, really worth it. They got a new album out in 2014. It's called Omniscient, and it is perfect. It's another concept album, the first one, actually, since Dark Hallucinations. And, nowadays they are not as huge anymore as they were back around 2000. The first one that was really famous, in Germany at least, was the Dark Hallucinations album I already showed you. Then like half a year or a year later, or maybe even longer, like 1.5 years later or something, there was this one. It's called Messiah, and it got even, it got even better praise back then. Dark Hallucinations, for many people, was already pretty perfect, but the production wasn't as, as crisp. The Messiah album definitely was an improvement. And then they released Book of the Dead in 2001, and those 3 albums were like the high point of the band, at least in Germany. I don't know about the rest of the world, but this is how it got in Germany. And, after that, it all went a little bit downhill, unfortunately, but now they are finally back, and I really hope they are getting the attention for this album, because, it was so many years in the making, and it's absolutely worth it. It is a perfect mix, if you can imagine that, a perfect mix between the old, this Goddess Principle style, and the new style, this almost Iron Maiden, the simpler power metal style. If you are as surprised as I was before the CD was released, about how they did it, how they combined those 2 styles, check them out. The metal label, Cruz del Sur Records, it's written like this, Cruz del Sur Music. They got a like a video out, like a 10-minute video showing excerpts from every song of the album, and you get a nice impression from that one. So please enjoy Steel Prophet more than before, and have fun, guys. Bye.